because of no income and also being homeless.
Okay.
I would like to request that quash the warrant.
The warrant has already been served, so it's no longer in play because you're in custody now, okay? I am gonna release you, but in the interest of justice, I'm also gonna appoint a lawyer for you. Her name is Anna Dennis, and her phone number will be on the paperwork. Since you have a phone, you can contact her. It's important, can you do that?
Yeah, she'll be my representative, and she'll handle everything and just get back to me what I have to do,
Well, you need
or
to.
am I required to be present and all that stuff?
She will most likely waive your presence of parent, especially if you physically, it's gonna impact your health. But I do want you
Sure.
to contact her, explain whatever it is you need to explain to her, and she'll represent you in court, okay? And that court
Yes.
date, if you can make it, is June 11th at 9:30. If you're not able to, she should be there, for you, okay?
Thank you,
All right,
appreciate this.
you're excused.
That will be next time.
Hello, what's your name?
Morning, Your Honor. Marcos Calderon.
Okay. One moment.
Guys.
All right, sir, you're charged with endangerment of a minor, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, criminal trespass. You know, order that you have no contact with the alleged minor victim. Don't go back to the location of the incident. Don't have contact with any victims for that matter, and that you refrain from alcohol and drugs, illegal drugs. I'm going to release you from custody with these conditions, and your next court date will be at Pima County Justice Court, June 26th at 8:30.
Thank you.
You're excused.
Amy Johnson.
You said one of these people was who was it?
103, Your Honor.
What's the name?
For the city misdemeanors, it's gonna be for Ruben Casillas.
Oh, okay. Screw that. Hello, ma'am. What's your name?
Deidre Johnson.
Ms. Johnson, you're charged with domestic violence assault. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the report. All right, I'm gonna order, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. You are not to have contact at any time with Kevin Johnson and stay away from his home and workplace. With the one exception, you can return to the home, with a police escort to get your personal belongings. One time. I am releasing you from custody with these conditions. Your next court date is June 26th at 10:30, and that will be at Pima County Justice Court. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, what's your name?
Counselor Tiara O'Neill.
I'm sorry, spell your last name?
O'Neil.
Got it, okay. All right, domestic violence, assault with injury. I'm gonna order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, and also that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. I am gonna release you from custody with these conditions. Your court date at Pima County Justice Court is June 26th at 10:30.
AOT.
Hello, what's your name?
AOTs.
All right, sir, you have an arrest warrant. You have a couple of arrest warrants out of Tucson City Court. The one is on a trespassing charge and drug paraphernalia. This is from December of last year. Looks like you failed to appear in this matter more than once. And also a case of obstruction and refusing to give your true name. This is from December of last year. You have failed to appear on that matter as well. And you have a new charge out of South Tucson City Court. Shoplifting, trespassing, and refusing to give your name. Why did you not appear at City Court when you were supposed to?
Sir, actually, I'm homeless, so I don't have a phone, so I can't tell what the days are, or when the date is. That was like quite some months ago. I'm still homeless to this day.
And the paperwork that you received stating the court date?
I didn't receive no paperwork. I have no mailing address.
Okay. You were cited by police officers. The court date was on the citation.
Well, I don't know.
Well, now you know. I would rather not hold you in custody on these charges. I'm gonna give you another chance to make good on your appearances in court. Your court date at at South Tucson City Court is gonna be June 11th at 10 o'clock. Don't have any contact with the alleged victim and stay away from the incident location, and you will be provided with a copy of the paperwork with the court date.
Sir. And I'm being released, right?
Yes, I'm releasing you on that case. As to the Tucson City Court cases, I'm releasing you on that one as well. Your court date at Tucson City Court is June 28th at 9:30, and you'll get a copy of this paperwork as well. If I caution you that if you fail to appear for these court dates, that you may very well not get out of jail on release on your own cognizance next time. So hopefully you will appear when you're supposed to. Don't lose your paperwork. And again, with the city of Tucson, June 28th, 9 o'clock, and with South Tucson, June 11th, the court date that I gave you there. Any questions?
I'm sorry.
You're excused.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Carlos Rios.
Okay, Mr. Rios. One moment. All right, sir, you've got cases in two different courts. Marana City Court, you have an arrest warrant for failing to appear in court on an assault charge. Why did you appear?
I didn't have any means, like the last man, I'm homeless and I ain't got a calendar and I ain't got a watch and I ain't got a phone and I've got mania and I just have no way of keeping my thoughts together to keep track of that kind of stuff. I'm on disability. due to mental health.
Alright. You don't know anyone with access
I
to?
have nobody to, I have no support group system, any of that whatsoever. No family, nothing. It's me. That's it.
But you were aware of the court dates?
I'm sure I was at some point, I'm sure that somebody stole my bag or whatever with the little receipt printout that showed the court date and time and all that. I'm sure that my bag got stolen with that in it at some point. And that was made where I signed a piece of paper saying, yeah,
Alright, thank you.
I'm pretty sure there's some kind of conspiracy to load me up with misdemeanor felony, misdemeanor crimes. I've been out of the system for 9, almost 10 years now, and all of a sudden, a floodgate of misdemeanors. I'm not on drugs.
So you think the police are conspiring
Yes,
against you?
absolutely, absolutely.
All right, sir. As to your Miranda case, given what you told me, I am gonna hold you on a $100 bond, so you can be seen on that on the 29th, 2 days from now, at
Okay.
12 p.m. noon on video. And the case is in Tucson City Court. You were charged today with trespassing, and you also have an older case. This is from earlier this month, actually, disorderly conduct, and you failed to appear on that matter as well. You set bond in those matters also
Was it-
100.
No, I was in, I'm not gonna pay no bond. Listen, I was in, the CRC getting mental health treatment, from the very morning of the offense. There's no way, I got out the 22nd. When was court on that recently earlier this month case? Because I was in the CRC from the 11th to the 22nd.
Okay, we're going to see if you qualify for mental health court, at least at
I
city court.
absolutely do.
Okay, thank you. I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you on your, city, actually, I got to appoint an attorney on the other case as well. You take care of that right quick.
Those dude come in and start trying to failure up here and you get right back out. And I failed up here, I've nothing numerous times. These are the first ones I've gotten, and they're all coming in a floodgate of conspiracy.
Okay, sir. I heard
You look at my last 9, 10 years,
on your Miranda case, I'm appointing Attorney Janet Altshuler to represent you. And, her contact information will be on your paperwork. Save that. And then on your city court cases, I'm appointing the city public defender to represent you. And your court date there is another video review. That'll be on June 3rd at 1:45. And they may talk to you about transfer to mental health court. All right, you're excused.
Romeo?
Hello, what's your name?
Nancy Romeo, sir?
Okay. See what we've got. You have an arrest warrant out in Marana Municipal Court on a shoplifting charge. You've got another warrant. Oh, this is from 2022. You got another warrant out of Pima County Justice Court on a trespassing charge for 2023. And shoplifting and trespassing, Pima County Justice Court, this one is also from 2023. And then you've got some cases in Tucson City Court. Shoplifting, drug paraphernalia from 2020 and failures to appear more than once.
Yeah, I've told this for a while.
Assault and shoplifting from 2022, failures to appear on that as well. April 20th of this year, you were charged with driving under the influence and driving on a suspended license. And you failed to appear a couple times on that matter. And let's see. March 28th of this year, 3 tie-out violations, animal tickets. And looks like you did appear. Actually, I think you were seen at the jail.
Let me check. I think it hasn't been updated. I'm not
Oh,
so
it
sure.
hasn't been updated.
But she has a future court date for that one on the 27th.
Okay, all right. So you want to tell me why you didn't come to these court appearances?
Up until recently, I've been homeless.
Do you have a phone?
Yes,
Do you have internet access?
I do now, yes.
Okay. Did you then?
No, I did not.
So there's nothing really keeping you from appearing in court, at least, at the very least, on Zoom then?
Correction.
All right. I'm gonna give you a chance to do that, but if you don't, you're probably gonna end up right where you are now, and you're probably gonna stay there.
Yes, sir.
So as far as the Pima County Justice Court cases, we're going to release you with a court date of June 26th. And that'll be at 8:30 a.m. Phone number of the court will be on your paperwork. If you need a Zoom hearing, call the number and ask for one. June 26th at 8:30.
Thank you very much, sir.
And well, you're welcome. Just hold on, we're not done yet. And then Miranda, are we not seeing her on the Miranda case?
No, because it's a probation violation.
Oh, okay. All right, as to I guess we're not seeing you today on the Miranda matter. As to Tucson City Court, Um, Court date there is June 27th at 2 p.m. So the 26th of June for Justice Court, the 27th of June for Tucson City Court, 2 o'clock at City Court, June 27th. All right?
Yes, sir.
And
Your Honor, may I ask you a question? Since she has a Miranda hold, do you want to set that for a NTR, non-transport? Or do you want?
oh, she has a Miranda, that's right, she has a Miranda. How much is the Miranda hold? Okay, slight change of plans. You are being held by Marana, and I'm going to appoint an attorney on the city court case, and that will be Jeff Grinkovich. And we'll have, since you're in custody on another matter that I'm not seeing you on, we'll need to set a non-transport review. That'll be the June 27th at 2 o'clock case. And he will be in city court representing you.
I can write it, I can write that here.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Who's talking? Okay. Let's get back to the Justice Court. All right, you're gonna be seeing a video on Marana, I'm sorry, Pima County Justice Court on 30th, and that'll be at 1 o'clock on video if you're still in custody. Okay, all right, thank you, you're excused. You get paperwork on all of this.
So how do I get out of here?
Okay, you're being held by Marana, and there's nothing I can do about that. Assuming you're still in custody, you're gonna be seen on video at both Pima County Justice Court and at Tucson City Court.
Okay, and then for the Miranda situation,
I don't have any knowledge of that, except that you're being held by them on a probation revocation.
okay,
All right?
thank you.
If you are out of custody before your court dates and the other courts, then you can ask for Zoom hearings. Okay? All right, you're excused. Hello, what's your name?
My name's Christopher Reese.
Christopher Reese. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Number 8, Your Honor.
Reese.
Reese.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Okay, sir, you are charged with disorderly conduct. So I'm gonna order, let me read this report right quick. I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't have any contact with any of the alleged victims and stay away from the incident location. I'm gonna release you from custody with those conditions, with a court date at Pima County Justice Court, June 26th at 8:30 in the morning. You're excused.
Oh, Your Honor.
Hello, everyone. Hello, what's your name?
Dustin Sowell.
All right, sir, you've got a couple of cases. Tucson City Court, you recited there for domestic violence, assault with injury, and domestic violence endangerment. I'm gonna order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. You are not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and you are have to have no contact of any kind with Jessica Putnam, stay away from her home and workplace. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $2,499 and appoint the city public defender to represent you. Video review is June 5th at 1:30. Justice Court, you have an arrest warrant in shoplifting case. There is a $250 bond that's listed on here. I'm gonna hold you on that bond. I'm appointing attorney Carlos Betancourt Morales to represent you at Justice Court, and you're gonna be seen on that on Tuesday, May 29th at 1 o'clock on video. You're excused.
Thank you.
What's that?
One oh two, Your Honor, they skipped 101.
Oh, I don't have one. Hello, what's your name, sir?
Patrick Calzada.
So you've got a couple of cases. You were arrested today for relieving yourself in public, driving under the influence, not having mandatory insurance proof, driving on a suspended, canceled or revoked license, and failure to comply with a court order. And it looks like you have a pending case in Tucson City Court of Probation review.
You said relieving myself in public? What does that mean?
It means either urinating or defecating in public, sir. That's what it means.
I'm confused, Your Honor. Like, it doesn't make. Okay.
I think you understand me, sir. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Well, I went from a vehicle straight to the back of a cop car, so I'm kind of confused on that charge though.
Okay. I'm gonna release you on these charges. You have a court date scheduled for May 29th. We're vacating that, so you don't need to show up for court on that. I'm continuing this. Does he have
And you said,
Just hold on, sir. I'm trying to review this.
So he had a future court date with Judge Millian.
My question is, does he have an attorney on this older case?
Let me
Ms.
check.
Leonardo. Oh, PTR is withdrawn and removed. Well, Judge Millian wants him to have another shot at PVG.
Okay.
Okay. July 1st, 2 o'clock is your next court date on both these matters. Okay? You're excused.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, what's your name?
Hello, Your Honor, my name is Nomar Pana.
Okay.
Your Honor, can you ask the jail if he has an ice cold?
Yes, he does. That's
He
what pretrial services said.
Okay.
All right. All right, sir, you are charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, disorderly conduct. No, 3 counts. 1 count of domestic violence assault with no injury, and 1 count of domestic violence criminal damage. And you have an immigration hold. I'm going to order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons, no contact with Isabel Palacio or her minor children, and stay away from her home and workplace. If you are able to, after you're eventually released, one-time visit there to get your personal belongings if you have any at her place. Bond is, and as I said, you have an immigration hold. Bond is set in the amount of $2,499, and you're gonna be seen on June 5th at 1:30 on video. The public defender will be represented. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a question. What is the high school?
Immigration.
So
Immigration.
that means that I'll be talking to anybody after this?
Thornton?
Hello, what's your name?
Ms. Sorensen,
What's your first name?
Erica?
Erica. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, you charged with shoplifting, you have a probation hold. We're gonna set you for a non-transport hearing, June 27th at 2 o'clock. You're gonna be represented in court by attorney Saul Huerta. As to the shoplifting case, you are not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, don't go back to the store, and no contact with victims.
Okay, do you know, for the probation hold, do we know how long it is?
I
Or no?
don't have any information other than that it exists. So if
Okay,
I am releasing you on the city court, but you're gonna stay in custody on this probation hold, presumably you have an attorney on that one that you can talk to. Okay?
okay,
You're
thank you.
excused.
Checo?
Good morning, what's your name?
Good morning, my name is Katia Pacheco.
You are charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault, 2 counts, adult on minor. I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You are not to commit any act of domestic violence. And who is Maria Ontiveros? Do you know who that is?
My mom.
Okay. All right, I'm told that your mom then is designated as their lawful representative, the 2 minors. You are not to have unsupervised contact with either of them. And you are not to go where they are residing without his uncle's permission. And we're gonna release you from custody with those conditions. And your court date at Tucson City Court will be July 1st at 9 o'clock.
Judge, I was wondering if we could move my, trial to the mental health court, which is where I would usually go.
It is not a trial, it's just a pre-trial.
Oh, okay.
And, I'm not gonna move it now. You can talk with your
Okay.
Judge Hale, your assigned judge, and the prosecuting attorney assigned to her courtroom about mental health court, and I'll make a note that you requested that.
Okay, thank you.
You're excused.
Thank you.
Hello?
Your Honor, can you ask what happened to 101?
There is one over there.
Dale Robert? He was on the top
Oh,
of the
here it
list.
is, it's right there.
He
What
was,
happened to Mr. Dale, Robert Dale?
Robert Dale.
Yeah.
Is it the hospital?
He's at the hospital, Judge.
Oh. Okay. In that case, I guess we'll continue it till tonight. Looking for a fresh man. Here it is. You can white out all this stuff I wrote,
Okay,
except the part about the thing.
okay, thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Jeff Ennis.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Ennis, you were charged with aggravated assault. I'm gonna order that you would not have contact with the alleged victim and that you not return to the location of the alleged incident. Pretrial Services has recommended that I release you their supervision. County attorney is requesting a $1,000 bond in addition to pretrial services. If that bond is posted, we'll hear from the defense counsel.
Judge, I would take a probable cause argument if I may.
You're probably gonna have to wait until it gets assigned to a superior court judge, but go ahead.
Judge, the entire complaint in this is very vague. They just said based on interviews with witnesses, it doesn't state what witnesses said or include any details other than that he knowingly assaulted. It doesn't say here that Mr. Ennis admitted to assaulting or knowingly assaulting her. I do believe that this is unconstitutionally vague. So I ask that you dismiss the complaint.
All right, thank you. We're gonna hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, the sheer inherent nature of the assault on a minor is enough to justify, is enough to pass muster at this point, and then go ahead if defense wants to go look at probable cause in front of the primary judge, that's fine. But right now we have a very serious crime. It's in a very vulnerable victim. This person should at the very least be released to pretrial services with orders to not contact the victim.
Okay. Is there a relationship allegedly between these two individuals?
Judge, I would prefer for now that Mr. Ennis not answer any questions.
No, I'm
about
not
the facts.
asking your client, I'm asking the county attorney.
Your Honor, checking the report on this one.
Because it said something about a child exchange.
It does, Your Honor, and that is also a source of concern here. Let me pull up the correct document, excuse me. Looking at the interim complaint, Your Honor, it does reference a child exchange, and it references he was there as a mediator. So a mediator assaulting somebody who's 14 years old is troubling because he was there to somehow keep the peace and yet is the accused party at this point.
All right. Okay, thank you. I am going to, well, I've already stated, I'm ordering that you have no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the incident location. I'm gonna follow pretrial services recommendation and release you to their supervision. No contact means no face-to-face contact, no calling, texting, emailing, using social media, third parties, or writing letters or notes, sir. No contact with by any means that you can imagine. And You're gonna be released to the supervision of pretrial services, cooperate with them. And your next court date is June 17th at 1:30. Which attorney agency is this one? And we're going to appoint the county public defender to represent you. You're excused.
You're gonna be-
Good morning, ma'am. What's your name?
Tracy Rizzo.
So you've got an arrest warrant out of Pima County Justice Court listing a bunch of charges: theft of means of transportation, armed robbery, aggravated robbery, kidnap, hyphen inflict death / injury / I'll omit that one, / aid in felony, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. And the bond listed on his warrant is $50,000. That is what the county attorney is recommending, along with pretrial services supervision, if that bond is posted. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, we're asking that you follow pretrial services recommendation and release for their supervision. Or in the alternative, we're asking for a $5,000 bond. She has confirmed housing and deep ties to Tucson.
All right, let's hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, deep ties to Tucson doesn't change the fact that we're looking at some incredibly serious charges. The state believes that 50,000 cash or bond and release to PTS, if that is posted, is entirely necessary in this case to ensure the defendant's presence.
All right, do we have any context for any of these charges? What specifically is she accused of doing?
Your Honor, what I am looking at for Ms. Beltran is one moment. Deputies, yeah, Your Honor, what I am seeing here, Your Honor, is, let me pull up, it came in. The victim was contacted by Beltran for a ride, and one of the persons with Beltran pulled a gun on the victim, ordered him out of the car, took his wallet and phone, and told him to walk away. A round was fired, and there was a victim in the trunk of the vehicle that was fortunately able to escape. The victim was subsequently pistol whipped, and this is an incredibly disturbing fact pattern.
Okay, pistol whipped by her or by the other person?
By the other assailant. This is why the charges speak to assisting.
And do we know, has the other person already been seen?
One moment, Your Honor. I don't have that information, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons. Don't have contact with the alleged victim or victims, and stay away from the incident location. And I'm setting bond in the amount of 25,000. Appointing this the county public defender. Your next court date, ma'am, is June 6th at 1:30. You're excused.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Benjamin Compton, sir.
I'm sorry?
Benjamin Compton, sir.
Yeah, just no, I was speaking to someone before.
Sorry.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Compton, you have both felony charges and pending misdemeanor cases. Felonies are misconduct involving weapons, prohibited possession, tampering with evidence, possession of narcotic drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia. And this is- There's a statement in here that you were previously convicted on aggravated assault and weapons misconduct. All right, the state's asking for $10,000 bond with pretrial services supervision and posted. Let's hear from the defense counsel.
Judge, we're asking that you follow pretrial services recommendation and release him their supervision. He is disabled and he has doctor's appointments coming up related to those disabilities. He lives with his mother and would return home. These are also nonviolent charges, so we're asking that he's released to pretrial services per their recommendation.
All right, thank you. We'll ask the further from the county attorney.
Your Honor, any weapons charges are, in the state's opinion, inherently violent charges. This person has multiple DV convictions, is prohibited possessor, has had a deadly weapon, and this person does present a danger to society, and notwithstanding any community ties, is inherently a risk.
All right, we're ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, don't possess any firearms or other weapons, no return to location of the alleged incident. Bond is set in the amount of 5,000, pretrial services supervision. It posted, and, the next court date is June 6th at 1:30. The public defender is appointed. As to the misdemeanors in Tucson City Court, you've been seeing with all of these already. One is a domestic violence case from 2017, another case from 2017, drug paraphernalia, prescription only drug, and a domestic violence case from 2021. All of these have failures to appear. So on your city court matters, we'll note the felony holds, and I'm gonna set bonding in the amount of 500 on the city charges. Previous conditions of release still remain in effect. And we are reappointing the city public defender to represent you. Video review is scheduled for June 4th at 1:45, Tucson City Court. You're excused.
Lynn?
Hello, what's your name?
Hello, my name's Timothy Galvin.
You have a fugitive warrant on an out-of-state felony. Looks like this is Idaho,
Texas, Your Honor.
Texas. Oh, I see. And it involves dangerous drugs. Let's see. Yeah, Texas. Check something real quick. All right, so I'm gonna set bond in the amount of 5,000, and you're gonna be seen on May 31st, 2:30. Review your public defenders appointed to represent you.
Judge, I believe in this case, the legal defender should represent him, since it's a extradition,
All right,
right?
legal defender. All right,
Is now, what's the question?
Judge, just for clarity, the $5,000 bond, he could post that now and be released, correct?
I presume so.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Eric Buford.
Okay, so, you got a misdemeanor driving under the influence, and you bonded out already, bond was posted, and you got a court date at Tucson City Court for July 1st at 9. And what
Okay.
remains here is the felony charge possession of narcotic drugs. On that one, I'm gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs, don't go back to location of the alleged incident. And we're going to release you to supervision of pretrial services.
I do. Oh, sorry.
You're not objecting to release the pretrial services of it?
Here, sorry, I just, yeah, it's or something.
Okay. And your next court date is, June 17th at 1:30.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to appoint the county public defender to represent you. You're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You get a solid?
Yes, there was like the nights.
Hello, what's your name?
Miguel G. Espada.
All right, so are you charged with possession of narcotic drug and possession of paraphernalia? Release you to supervision of pretrial services, cooperate with them. No alcohol or illegal drugs, don't go back to location of the alleged incident. And we're going to schedule you in the smart court. Smart court date is June 3rd at 9 o'clock. And then the preliminary hearing is June 6th at June 17th at 1:30. And we'll appoint the county public defender to represent you. You also have a misdemeanor warrant out of Pima County Justice Court on a criminal damage case. I'm gonna release you on that case, and you're gonna have a court date at Pima County Justice Court, June 26th at 10:30. That's it, you're excused.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Party?
Hello, what's your name?
Brayden Hardy, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
For the defendant for the bond out, because he is, because it is a PY, do you wanna appoint counsel for that one or no?
Well, no, they can do that at the pretrial.
Okay,
So I don't know if he qualifies for counsel or not.
okay, I see. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're charged with criminal damage, endangerment, and aggravated driving under the influence. Pretrial Services is recommending release to their supervision. County attorney is asking for $100,000 bond for pretrial services supervision enhanced. He posted, and we will hear from the defense counsel.
Judge, we're asking that you follow pretrial services recommendation, or in the alternative, an $1,100 bond. Mr. Hardy has no felony history. He's fully employed. He's been working for his current company for 5 years. And if he were released, he'd return to his mother's house. So we're asking that he release him from pretrial services.
All right, we'll hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, 4 prior DUIs, 2007, 2014, 2015, and 2020. 4 prior DUIs. This is likely looking at mandatory jail time. This individual has demonstrated a clear lack of ability to not drive under the influence. And at this point, high bail is warranted, Your Honor, as well as enhanced pretrial services should the bail be met. This person is escalating. This person cannot seem to not drive whilst extremely intoxicated and poses a clear and present danger to the safety of everybody, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, sir, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with the. Oh. Hold on a minute, that's the wrong. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong name. There we go. All right, let's start over again. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't drive without a valid license. In fact, don't drive with or without a valid license, and that includes being in actual physical control of a motor vehicle. Don't have any contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location. Bond is set in the amount of $15,000, and your next court date is June 6th at 1:30. Public defender appointed. You're excused.
Thank you,
And,
Your
oh,
Honor.
and pretrial service and supervision if the bond is posted.
Okay. Rosemary, I think there's how better, and then.
So you have a bond of $15,000.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Rosemary Hollis.
All right, you've got a couple of cases, felony, charges are narcotic drug for sale, possession of drug paraphernalia. County attorney's asking for $1,000 bond with pretrial services enhanced supervision. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, for the felony, we're asking for a $500 bond for time credit. It looks like she's gonna be detained without bond.
Okay, what's the nature of the hold that's detaining her?
From what it looks like, Judge, it looks like possibly a failure to appear on a sentencing. That's just what I'm seeing on free trial.
Okay, what court?
A superior court.
So felony hold, okay. And we'll hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, we're looking at 300 blues. This is sales writ large. She admitted post Miranda. $1,000 bond and pretrial services are necessary to ensure her presence at trial as this moves forward.
All right, thank you. Okay, no alcohol or drugs, note the felony hold $1,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if posted. Next court date is June 17th at 1:30, when the public defender is appointed. You also have a misdemeanor warrant on a Pima County Justice Court case, shoplifting. Again, I'll note the felony hold will hold you on a $250 bond on that misdemeanor. Set a court date, video review. Video review is going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It's a point of order for you. Okay, attorney Carlos Betancourt Morales is going to be representing you at Justice Court on the misdemeanor. You're excused.
You got a beat, it'll be next.
Hello, what's your name?
Miguel King,
Okay, one moment. All right, so you're charged with aggravated driving under the influence. Looks like you're being held on,
Judge, I don't believe he's being held on anything.
released on bond, okay. All right, so he's got pending cases, felony cases. All right. Anyway, the county attorney is asking for a $50,000 bond with pretrial services enhanced if posted. We'll hear from defense counsel.
Judge, we're asking for, that he's released to pretrial services, or in the alternative, if you're not inclined, a $5,000 bond. He is very young.
He's very young.
Yes, Judge, he's only 21.
Well, whether he's 21 or 121. Anyway, let's hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, this defendant picked up a second DUI while suspended for a DUI, which indicates that he is a danger to society. He's very young indeed, and apparently hasn't internalized the fact that one isn't supposed to get behind the wheel of a multi-1,000-pound vehicle and put the rest of the community in danger. Additionally, we have pending felony charges involving firearms. This individual, again, is very young, but is demonstrating that he is very, very dangerous. The state stands by its request.
All right, thank you. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no driving without a valid driver's license, don't possess any firearms or any weapons. I'm setting bond in the amount of $10,000. And with pretrial services supervision, if the bond is posted, court date is June 6th at 1:30, public defender appointed. You're excused.
And Judge, you said 10,000, correct?
That is correct.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Hermano Salo, Jordan Romano.
You are charged with domestic violence, aggravated assault, and domestic violence unlawful. I think this is supposed to be imprisonment.
Yeah, Your Honor.
And then you've also got a warrant out of Superior Court on a hit and run matter. County attorney is requesting $75,000 bond with enhanced pretrial services. And we will hear from the principal.
Judge, we're asking for Mr. Lozano's release to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined, we're asking for a $5,000 bond. He has deep ties to the community, and if he were released, he'd go to his brother's home.
All right, we'll hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, deep ties doesn't obviate the fact that he's been alleged to have strangled this individual, and as the court is aware, when there are allegations of strangulation, it's just a half step from potentially killing somebody. Statistics have shown the state is incredibly concerned for the safety of the defendant, and the defendant does appear to have history of failing to appear for court hearings. State stands by its original request.
Are we seeing this gentleman on the arrest warrant, the Superior Court arrest warrant?
No.
We're not. No.
Just
Okay. All right, sir. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or drugs, no firearms or other weapons. Don't have contact of any kind with Bernice Sotelo. No contact means no face-to-face contact, no calling, texting, emailing, using third parties, writing letters or notes, or social media contacts. Stay away from her home and workplace. Bond is set at $75,000 with pretrial services supervision and posted. The next court date is going to be June 6th at 1:30, and the public defender is appointed to represent you. You're excused. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Alan Orkyle, Your Honor.
Your Honor, on the state's recommendation here, the 2,500 is a typo. It should be 25,000.
Okay, thank you. All right, the charges are recklessly handling, displaying, or discharging a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. As noted, the state's asking for $25,000 bond. And is that with pretrial services?
Yes, Your Honor. We have an inexplicably dangerous situation where a person racked a firearm and then was, after urinating on the victim's fence, was banging on the windows and doors, demanding to know, quote, "Where's Leo?" unquote. This person was abjectly terrified by an armed person who was accosting his residence. I'm not sure of anything more terrifying for somebody just trying to stay at home.
All right, let's hear from the defense attorney.
Judge, we're asking for Mr. Old Coyote to be released on his own recognizance per pretrial services recommendation. He has no criminal history. He's employed. If you're released, he'd return home. And just if I could take a second just to emphasize the overpopulation in the jail right now, it causes a lot of stress on the whole system. So considering that Mr. Old Coyote has no criminal history, we're asking for his release on his own recognizance.
All right, thank you. All right, so no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the incident location, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons. I'm gonna step on and now 5,000 with pretrial services supervision. And your court date is June 6th at 1:30. Public defender appointed, you're excused.
Wanted?
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Deanna Ponce.
Okay, driving under the influence, criminal damage. The DUI is misdemeanor and the criminal damage is felony. Class 6, we'll hear from, the state's requesting 5,000, we'll hear from the defense.
Judge, this, Ms. Ponce has no criminal history. She's employed, she's been employed with the same employer for 3 years. She's deep ties to community, confirmed housing. And again, if I could just emphasize, she has no criminal history. So we're asking that you follow pretrial services and release her on her recognizance.
All right, thank you. We'll hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, the state's position is that the bond is necessary to show that she is going to show up, and as evidenced by the fact that it looked like she was trying to evade right after this occurred. And The 5,000 is 5,000 because the state takes notice of the fact that the DUI is a misdemeanor, but there is the felony that is attached to that. So state stands by its recommendation.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm gonna order that you not, possess or consume any alcoholic, beverages or illegal drugs. And while I understand the state's reasoning, I am gonna nonetheless release you the pretrial services supervision. And we're gonna give you a court date of June 17th at 1:30. And appoint the public defender to represent you. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Francisco.
Hello, what is your name?
Omar Quevedo. Omar Quevedo.
I got it, thank you. You're charged with possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't go back to the location of the alleged incident. And, we'll release you to supervision and pretrial services. Preliminary hearing is June 17th at 1:30. We're also gonna set you in smart court, and that court is June 3rd at 9 o'clock. Public defender appointed, and you are excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Boss, I forgot that.
Hello, what's your name?
Davion Ross.
Mr. Ross, you're charged with misconduct involving weapon, prohibited possessor, and disorderly conduct recklessly displaying a deadly weapon. Pretrial services recommends against your release. County attorney is asking for a $50,000 bond with pretrial services supervision if that bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or other weapons, don't have contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location, contact assigned probation officer on the first working day after release. We'll hear from defense counsel. State's asking for $50,000.
Judge, we're asking for Tavion's release, or in the alternative, a $2,000 bond. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson with confirmed housing with his mother. He's working at Amazon. He's been there for 8 months. He recently graduated from high school, and he is scheduled to work this week. So we are asking for his release.
All right, thank you. Let's hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, the state stands by its recommendations for the following reasons. They're alleged that there were 10 spent .223 rifle cartridges in the area. There were reports of shots fired. And additionally, what we have is that the defendant arrived at a 7-Eleven and armed with an AR firearm, as well as other handguns. And the defendant was observed at security video displaying a handgun, posing for a picture with the abjectly terrified and unwilling to clerk in the background. This individual, absolutely terrified an innocent party, was a part of unlawful discharge of a weapon. And this defendant is already a convicted felon with no indication with restored rights. He is a danger. 50,000 is the absolute minimum the state would feel comfortable, as well as enhanced pretrial should he post that amount. This man clearly did not learn that he is not allowed to carry firearms, and therefore does pose a risk to society.
Thank you. Setting bond in the amount of 50,000 with pretrial services supervision and posted. Next court date is. Why does it say June 3rd rather than?
Because he has a co-defendant, Your Honor, and the co-defendant.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. Thank you. June 3rd, 1:30, public defender appointed. I assume that other person is not represented by the public defender.
I'll double check.
I'm not, I don't know, Judge.
I'm asking the
Oh.
clerk here.
He was given a legal defender.
Okay,
So he's.
okay, all right, public defender's fine.
Yes.
All right, June 3rd, 1:30, public defender. You're excused. Hello, what is your name?
Daniel Smith.
All right, before we get into this, this person has both felony and misdemeanor charges in Tucson City Court, and I am probably gonna be holding her on a bond on the city court matters. With that in mind, the charges on the felonies are possession of narcotic drugs and possession of narcotic paraphernalia. And the county attorney is at this point recommending pretrial services supervision and smart courts. So we're gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs, no return to location of the alleged incident.
Your Honor, I was here.
I'm sorry, Judge.
All right, Pretrial services supervision.
Judge, given your inclination to hold her on the misdemeanors, would you consider a $50 bond for time credit?
Does the state have any objection to that?
No objection.
All right, $50,000 bond. with-
Judge, I'm so sorry, I meant on the felony, given your inclination to hold her on the misdemeanors, a $50 bond for time credit.
Right. Actually,
50.
that's what I meant to say, but.
Oh.
I heard your recommendation, $50. And, pretrial services supervision posted. Court date June 6th at 1:30. Public defender appointed. And, let's see, I think and smart court.
Thank you, Honor.
Smart court is June 3rd, 9 o'clock. Okay, as to the misdemeanor cases, you have a new charge, driving on a suspended, canceled, or revoked license, obstruction, refusal to give true name, and no current registration for the vehicle. Also, failure to stop for red light, improper position, right turn, failure to drive to the right for an emergency vehicle, failure to show driver's license or ID, failure to show proof of insurance. And that's not why I would be holding you on the misdemeanor, by the way. And you've got a more recent, you've got a old charge rather from 2022, assault, no injury. And apparently several failures to appear. From 2023, we've got criminal speeding, also failures to appear. And the reason I'm not inclined to release you on these misdemeanors is because of your apparent failures to appear in city court, unless you want to tell me why.
You're muted, Your Honor.
Yes, they're muted, absolutely, because she's talking to the public defender.
All right, Judge, you asked her why she missed court.
Yeah.
Because my dad passed away and I've been going through a lot lately. And I was just going through a lot of, I just needed to get my life together, and I went to court, and then I just been a lot of under depression and a lot. So I'm trying to get my back together again. And I'm starting to get back to my normal self. Your Honor. And I promise you I'll come to court. I give you my promise.
When did your father die?
September the 4th.
All right. Sorry for your loss. I'm nonetheless going to hold you on a bond, $300, and no alcohol or illegal drugs. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. City public defender appointed. Video review date is June 3rd at 1:45. If you post the bond prior to that, then your court date will be in person June 28th at 9:30 at Tucson City Court. You're excused. Hello, what's your name?
Salvador E. Valenzuela, Your Honor.
Well, you've got both, felony and misdemeanor charges, and again, the likelihood is that I'm gonna require a bond on the misdemeanor charges. The charge of the felony matter is aggravated driving under the influence. State's asking for $50,000 bond with, enhanced pretrial services supervision if posted. And let's hear from defense counsel.
Judge, I was gonna ask that you follow pretrial services recommendation, but given your inclination to hold on the misdemeanors, I'm asking for a $500 bond on the felony. Mr. Valenzuela is disabled and he has doctor's appointments coming up for his disability. If he were released, he would go home with his mother, his lifelong ties to Tucson. His last felony is from 1996, or his last felony arrest was from 1996. So otherwise, I would ask for release of pretrial, but given your inclination, I'm asking for a $500 bond for time credit.
All right, thank you. We'll hear from the county attorney.
Your Honor, this is not an insignificant event. This is, the second DUI this individual has had. It was on a suspended license. It was aggravated. We are seeing an uptick in repeat offenders, and it would appear the only way that the state is going to be able to communicate that this is not something that's tenable is to see to it that bonds are set to ensure that they show up. And what I'm seeing here, this defendant does have a history of failing to appear as well. Looking at his history, we have also the defendant's driving privileges are also suspended, so it doesn't seem to be releasing on his own recognizance is not going to seem to stop him from driving, much less driving intoxicated. State asks for the aforementioned amount plus release to PTS if it is posted.
All right, no alcohol or illegal drugs, don't drive without a valid driver's license. I'm setting bond in the amount of $5,000 with pretrial services supervision and posted June 6th, 1:30, county public defender appointed. As to the misdemeanors, this is just based on numerous failures to appear in court. Marijuana, drug paraphernalia from 2015. Marijuana from 2015. And disorderly conduct, threats and intimidation from 2020. You want to explain to me your disinclination to come to city court when you're supposed to? You could have resolved this stuff long ago.
Yeah, I know, Your Honor, and you know what? I didn't know that, that I had missed court. I didn't know I had warrants. I never got a letter or anything from the address. I moved from the address that I was living. I wasn't aware of it, or I would have showed up.
You were first
That's
given,
not that.
you were first given citations by police officers with the court date on there. And then at subsequent occasions when you did appear, you were given paperwork also with court dates. So don't sit there and tell me you didn't know that you had court.
I didn't know when they were. I don't know what I did with the paperwork.
It is very easy to find out when your court date is if you lose your paperwork. We're on the web. You can easily file motions and ask for when your court date is. You can look it up. You can call the courthouse and find out that way. So that's not an excuse, sir. I'm gonna set bond in the amount of $250. Appoint the city public defender to represent you. All prior conditions of release are still in effect. Video review is June 3rd, 1:45. And I will note that I held you on the phone. City public defender appointed, and you're excused.
Should be reported.
Actually, more likely there's going to be a non-transport review, let's call it that, June 27th, 9 o'clock. Okay.
June 27th at 9 AM, Judge?
Right, non-transport.
June 27th at 9 AM.
Yeah. All right, have a good time at the rest of your holiday.
Good day, Your Honor.
Take